Have you ever been to the beach? You're with your friends, you're with your family. You go to the water, you take note of where your stuff is. Oh, okay, it's right there. You start jumping over waves, all of that good stuff. And then all of a sudden, as time passes, you look up and you have to break your neck to find out where your stuff is again. It's all the way over there. Well, the tide, it caused you to drift. It's the same reason why boats are docked at a harbor. The boat needs to be docked in order to stay grounded. It has to be anchored to something in order to not drift off. And the simple fact is, the boat is just not strong enough to resist the tide on its own. It needs an anchor. And the same is true with us in our life. We need an anchor in order to keep us from drifting. And that anchor is God. You know, just thinking about my own life now, there's so many goals that I've drifted from, so many New Years that I've written things down that I thought I was going to do. But the tides of life just caused me to drift. And really, it's a consequence of me not allowing God to anchor me to my goals. You know, we can talk about this biblically as well. You know, looking at Exodus 4, Moses is in a situation where he is drifting into a place of doubt. The tide of life, the tide of his circumstances are causing him to drift into doubt. And he's not strong enough to resist that tide. But God's word is anchoring him back into a place of confidence. Looking at Exodus 17, Moses and the Israelites are in a battle. And when Moses' hands are raised in worship, that worship is anchoring him to victory. But the moment his hands start to drop, the moment his anchor of worship starts to lift, he starts to drift away from his victory. We need God as an anchor in our life to keep us grounded. And because we're not strong enough to resist the tide of life. That the tide is strong. Listen, I'm trying to stay anchored to displaying kindness to everybody, but I tell you what, that tide, when someone cuts me off in traffic, is strong. I need God to anchor me back into my goal of staying kind. So allow God to be an anchor in your life. Ask him to keep you grounded so that you can stay consistent in the things that are going to make you victorious in life.